How y'all doing? Manchester United to Arsenal. Still, we're talking about Captain Bruno. And this is, by the way, Mick Ruby's song, by the way. It's called The Captain. You know what? Amazing, amazing, amazing performance, guys. It was a game of two halves. You know what? 260 million spent and no rise. I mean, come on. They put out the strongest team and we just basically controlled them. But you know what? The captain, Bruno, what a goal.
I'm the captain. I'm the captain.
Let's go, people. I'm the captain, Bruno Fernandes. I'm the captain. Listen, welcome to the stream, people. Sorry, I'm all gassed up, but I will start the stream by saying, if you like Star Trek like me, I would say Finding Space. It's the final frontier. These are the voyagers of Tenhag, to boldly go when no one's gone before. We are going places, 260 million spent for with nothing to show, honestly. I know it's pre-season. It was a game of two halves, but they looked toothless. I mean, basically, they lined up the strongest team for the first 60 minutes and did poor substitution. Well, we swapped the team after 45, but it was a game of two halves. The first half, according to my opinion, was more fluid, more attacking. We had them by the scruff of the neck. Second half, Victor Lindelof comes in, Marcus Rashford comes in, and it was more to control, how we defend as a team. They had no shots on target almost, really. And they played the strongest team, to be honest. Kai Havertz, who? I can't have it, to be honest, right? And talking about, we win two games, basically. 2-0, clean sheet for Heaton. Amazing. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Heaton, where have you been? And also 5 out of 5 penalties. That penalty from the Viking, Victor Lindelof, again, who's playing second fiddle, went straight down in the middle from Ramsdale Cheese, who has holes in the middle. Honest to God, Ramsdale was like a whopper today, to be honest. But, the youngsters, Kobbie Maino, everyone was mint. Oh, I feel a little bit sorry to see Ahmad limping up. I hope it's not a ligament. But guys, let me know your thoughts and feelings. You're all ganging up in the chat room. I can see. Before I sort of bring in Daly and Phil Standish, and of course, we're going to have, hopefully, if technology works, Pappi is going to come in and calling in right from Vitality Stadium in New Jersey to give you live feeds, updates. Hopefully, we get some Manchester crazy New Yorkers up there, ranting along and singing, "We seen it all." But guys, great. You know what to do. Smash the like, smash the subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And let's go. Are you ready to rumble?
Now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world
on Mufc Realist TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, from Mandalay Bay, Las Vegas, let's get ready to rumble!
JJ, good to see you, my friend. How are you, sir?
How you doing, pal? So, in the words of my esteemed countryman, all credit to preseason friendlies at the end of the day. Like that first half, that was decent. I think I heard your intro there. You used the old cliche game to halves, and it certainly was. But that first half, I thought, had a bit of everything. We had a well-taken goal by Bruno. We Sancho actually for once showing up, beating Gabriel Jesus with a bit of speed.
Sancho.
And then I know I flagged him off many times in my commentary, and I probably will do many times again. That's just me. But
yeah,
I do believe, to me, he looks as if he's dropped a couple of kilos. And there is Phil
look,
in his Sancho jersey.
Yeah, we have the Guardian Sancho.
Sancho, to me, looks like he's dropped a couple of kilos. I didn't think he'd ever beat 𝒂𝒏 𝑹𝒂𝒄𝒌. Tonight he did. Maybe 𝒂𝒏 isn't there yet in his preseason. But I think we have to just look at the game, what it was. It was 2 games in 2 separate 90 minutes. And I think anyone that's going to get drunk on a 2-0 win over Arsenal in a preseason is pretty deluded. I think we have to look at it in this context. Phil, you weren't a Sancho jersey. I didn't realize you were a Sancho fan.
Huge Sancho fan, mate.
He's the Guardian of Sancho.
I've backed him, and I was when I scored, I was like, yes, get me on that show. Get me on the show. I think, to be honest, Jay, I think it's one of those things where you spend so much money on a player, you really want it to work out for them. I felt sorry for the guy. You see the abuse he was getting on and off the pitch sort of thing, and he clearly had some off the pitch issues to deal with tenhag sending him away. And I just thought, at the end of the day, he's 24 years old. He's still essentially a kid. He's not 27 or 28, where, as we saw Lingard, where people were still, and I know he's had other issues which we spoke about separately, but as an example, where someone's saying he's still not quite made it, or what's his name, he went to Fulham, Pereira, he just kind of kept lingering on sort of thing. But I think with Sancho, I still think he's got a chance. He showed glimpses of it last season. We've seen it before. We bought him, what he can do. And I think with a good preseason behind him, and he's played 3 games now. And the first game, he had that chance which came to him straight on the penalty spot sort of thing. He was right in the middle of the box, and he fluffed his lines. There's no doubt about it. He completely missed his hit, just like Anthony did tonight, where in the first 5 minutes, and like Rashford did with his only effort on goal or effort at goal tonight. He fluffed his lines. Match sharpness, it'll come. But what I have seen is, obviously, in pre-season, he's been playing Sancho as centre forward, which is interesting. So yeah, and I will heavily linked to Højlund, aren't we? And obviously Rashford's up there as well. So whether or not he's looking at having 3 in rotation with Garnacho, Antony, Ahmad potentially on the wings, who knows? Don't know. But yeah, just made up for him.
It's like Jamie Wynn is saying here, 2-0 and we have no striker. Ha ha ha, hold that twats, to be honest. Yeah, but we're still getting the strikers. So big up. I texted you, I messaged you, WhatsApped you, and I said, look, Sancho looks sharp. He looks like he's a little bit of a few yards sharper, leaner, faster, focused, determined. We discussed what should we do with the broken Sancho. He must have heard our prayers, and he's looking mint. He ain't going nowhere, this boy, I would reckon. But as per tradition, boys, we have to go to the VR room to shout it out, because there's, at the moment, 61 of you catching up to the stream. And good evening to Sajif Werma. Jamie Vane is in the house. Jolly Malmin with his pizza. Jonathan from Sweden. Edward Reed. Kobbie Maino says Jolly Malmin is Maino have been very good in 3 games. 100%. We'll talk about Kobbie Maino. Edward Reed is also in the house, saying, like the idea of penalty shootouts as a pure extra entertainment for US fans. Of course, you paid a lot of money. And then also, guys, that gives you a little bit of practice when you go into the cup matches and stuff like that. So 5 out of 5. Eriksen's penalty, cool and composed the last. But let's talk about Lindelof's penalty. I thought Ramsdale showed a poor display of a modern goalkeeper. Ramsdale cheese or Swiss cheese, holes in the middle, people, holes in the middle. Jarvis, big up Jarvis. Where are you? Big up, big peps 2-0. Jarvis could not make it today. You've seen the clips. Poor Jarvis. Bad internet. He's sitting in the laundry room doing sports washing, all that jazz. And then you have half-naked people rocking up in the background. So we've seen all the bloopers. Big up to you, Jarvis. We see you tomorrow in the Sunday roast. Who else are we missing? Good evening, all. Big up people. Mo Hamza from Qatar. Angie is in the house as well. What a night, Angie. What a night. Big up, big up. Listen, who else? I want to shout out to as many people, Manchester United fans all over the world, where you are. Make sure I don't miss anyone, because Mick Ruby is the only one that has the control today, and I get in a lot of DMs. Darren Scott is in the house as well. Milo Smičić, pozdrav. He says from Serbia. Darren Scott, Sancho is back. Yes, Sancho is back. Harv is in the house as well, guys. A lot of you are positive. Andy Cooper, what will we do without Andy Cooper? I hope Sancho finally kick in from here. 100%. 100%. Positive vibes. Chris Weed, good morning, everyone. Yes, Chris Breed, good morning to you. 100%. Good win. Depends on where you are chatting from, to be honest, right? Yeah, hands-free. Control's been taken over. I've been hijacked. Love Jarvis and his daily star exploits. Am I missing anyone? Who? Yes. No. Viking Red is also in the house. Big up. So as we go, people, we will hopefully more people will catch up. I know it's late. 69 of you in the chat line, but listen. Hopefully technology works, because we have Scout Pappi, Agent Pappi, that's been there at the game, and he's going to call in from outside the stadium, share the link. Hopefully has some New York fans, ranting and chanting. So we're going to look forward for that. But guys, let's kick off the show. First and foremost, 3 out of 3 games. Manchester United. I know it's early, but today, playing a strong-sided Arsenal, who literally played the strongest team from pillar to post, right? We looked very, very good. I'm putting back to you then, Jay. Is there some indication? I mean, if we're talking about Kobbie Maino, right? This kid, 18 years of age, looked like he was a prime Casemiro. So basically, you didn't even notice there was a gaping hole there. When Casemiro came in, it was like the same, right? So what's your take on the overall performance so far with the kids, with Scott McTominay, with Harry Maguire, everyone? I know you don't really like Harry Maguire, but he was okay today, wasn't he?
Okay, listen, obviously I'm already very biased towards the inequities of Maggie Maguire and Scott McSideways, so I'm not going to waste airtime on those two gobshites. I'll teach you at the club. But this kid, Maino, is it Maino or Manau? How do I pronounce the name properly? I don't want to.
Kobbie Maino.
Is it Maino? Okay, Phil. So Maino, what I liked about instinctively, each and every time that Wan-Bissaka was bowing forward, he was instinctively leaving his position as his right side midfielder or centre mid and moving back into right back into that space that Wan-Bissaka had vacated. And there was 3 occasions in the first half where Wan-Bissaka had pushed forward. He was back doing the job of a right back. He didn't panic. He didn't launch in and put in a tackle. He just literally held up the forward, and it was almost like he was waiting for Wan-Bissaka to come back. I thought that showed maturity beyond his years. So I think his sheer positional sense for a chap of 18. I know he's been in the academy, and we would say that that's coached into him. But a lot of players, you can coach them until the cows come home. But positional sense, I think, personally for me, coaching kids, it's almost instinctive. And tonight, I thought Maino just showed like he could come in. I'm not going to say he's automatic backup for Casemiro. That would be remiss of me. But I'm thinking keep him there, and possibly in League Cup games, around the League Cup, by all means, start him and give Casemiro a rest. He's a young player, so I think it would be unfair to read so much into a preseason friendly in New Jersey.
Sure.
But certainly tonight, what he's shown is certainly encouraging. But I will reiterate his positional sense and his sense of where the other players are on the pitch. That for me was most encouraging, and also
Right.
his involvement in Bruno's goal. That showed poise, and it also showed confidence. So I want to see more of him on the tour. I'm going to the game against Bilbao in Dublin, and I hope he's one of the starters, because if he is, I'm going to watch him with great interest.
Fantastic. If we break it down, though, like I give the because Phil, you're very good on the tactical analysis and everything. Like tell me if you break down the game from first half and second half. How would you sort of rate the performance? For me, it looked like Arsenal were toothless. I mean, that's what I said. Like I didn't even notice Declan Rice on the field. I didn't even notice Kai Havertz. I mean, the only one that posed a little bit of a threat was actually, Saka on the, on the wing.
I think, if I'm honest, when I looked at before the game, I saw the lineups. I thought, oh no, we're going to we could be getting spanked here. When you think of the way that Arsenal played the other day, they were reveling off the back of the 5-0 win against the All Stars, and they appeared. I mean, I only looked at the results and the scores, and when the scorers came in, that they had a good game. The goals were spread out. They didn't all come at once, that sort of thing. And so I think they tried again to hit us from the off, but we had a solid. We looked a little bit ropey at left back. At first Saka was like getting in behind Shaw with 1 or 2 crosses, but it was Shaw's first game, and I was absolutely made up, to be honest. For Shaw's first game back, I was absolutely made up with him. I thought he did really well. Saka is no easy player to defend against, and I thought he did really well. I think Arsenal got off to the stronger start, but I think we held our own.
Listen,
I can see exactly what you're going to say. I will come back in a minute. Let him carry on.
Let him in. We have live stream from New York, people. We have Power Hour in the house. Pappi, how are you doing, mate? Can you hear us? I'm going to unmute you.
It's crazy over here. The Arsenal team has been told they have to stay in the stadium and train again. It's wild. It's wild. Well, on MUFC Realist TV right now. Let's go. Yes. Let's go. Let's go United. We won 2 goals. Yeah. We beat them twice in one day. Yeah.
So yeah, from a can you hear us, man? So from a experience standing on it, the stadium looked absolutely beautiful and packed, my friend. But what was the vibe up there? Like, I can hear Glazer out's chants, I can see everything, but how was it to see, like, Bruno's goal and especially Sancho's goal? Like,
man, Sancho's goal, the stadium went crazy. It was crazy. Amazing take, amazing goal. Amazing goal, and you know what, Jaden, we believe in you. Jaden, we believe in you. Let's go. Let's go. We have to relocate. We'll be right back.
No worries. You gotta go, right? They're kicking you out, right? Okay, call him back. Okay.
We're waiting for there's the Man United bus right there.
All right. Big up, man. Big up.
My friend, special Spurs fan, join us.
Spurs fan.
Spurs, you're in the wrong place, my friend.
United all the way. Man United all the way, baby.
Yes. Yeah. Hey, Pappi, can I ask you who was your man of the match? Oh, he disappeared. Anyway, there was live feeds straight after outside Vitellium Stadium. What a legend he is. What a legend. Let's just go into some comments. Like, people reckon that, Kobbie Maino, remember that name. Woo, what a baller. Anyway, I saw something from Viking Red as well that I want to read out, because that we talked about this, Phil, so many times.
Yeah,
he says, Ruby, thank you, bro, for your great streams. My mental health has improved under your watch over the sales of the club period. Thank you for seeing us that way, because obviously we're trying to do something different, providing a voice of reasoning. That's what we're here for, Jay, to be real, like, calling a spade, and there's no BS, right?
Yeah, I actually love a comment there about the gentleman who mentioned that you've actually have a positive influence on mental health. At the end of the day, we're all just fans of this great club, and we're in together. And it's because us three or on a channel doesn't mean that we're any better than you or anybody else. So we're all here for each other, and we're trying to build a community. So if any of you have problems with mental health or want a bit of motivation, like DM any one of us. I'm sure one of us would be happy to give you a bit of motivation. You know, end of the day, it's all up here, and all you need is a bit of a positive self-thought. And I think Phil and Mickey and myself are very positive people. And in the day, you know, this club has gone through the doldrums the last 10 years, but I do firmly believe that we are on the up.
We are. So thank you. Like, you know, I mean, it's just insanity that, you know, I was chatting to Phil earlier today, and I said, like, you know, it's insane how we actually exploded like almost to 16,000 subs. We're only 200 subs away. That's the thing. And it was just only a week ago when we hit 15K, right? So everything, I mean, what we're doing, obviously, it's down to you people as well. So I'm glad, because mental health and being a united family, that's what we are. No matter what you are, you 𝒖𝒊𝒄𝒌 match-going fans, way-going fans, we're all wearing the same shirt, and it's the passion for the team. And I understand that, you know, we've been suffering for years, but with Ten Hag at the helms, you see the second season with the right recruits. I'm getting really excited. And all we want to do, people, is spread the positivity. If you want to call in, have you say, you know, we will get to that. I will post a LinkedIn if you want link so you can call in and have a say. Stephanie is in the house. She says Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was very, very good today as well. I mean, we had Daly as well. I mean, Daly was always almost find the feet of Rashford. But who stood out today, according to your opinion, guys?
I think if you talk from the back, I think Martinez was fantastic. I think, you know, I think that the defense in the first half, yeah, as I say, we started off a little bit ropey, but I think that was just kind of just getting it, finding his feet and stuff. I thought he played well. He made some good runs behind the back. It was a shame that nobody followed him in for that cross where he darted behind everybody. But I thought we looked quite solid. I don't think we looked like, apart from those couple of crosses where we put ourselves in much of a position where we could concede. The only thing is, when you see stuff like that, I think that, you know, it could come in another game. Obviously, I know it's pre-season, and I know Jay said don't get too excited about it, and I get that absolutely. But at the same time, it's like, this is exactly that. You can see those things and say, well, hang on, yeah, they didn't score, but did he get in behind us? And you know, dare we say it, like the likes of Haaland or someone like that on the back of it would have buried it. So what we're saying, Mick, there is a poem called "This is a poem about by ADHD by Anion on Google."
Anyone suffering from it,
anyone that can understand it, ADHD, it's a good read.
True, it's
Thank
a good read.
Sharing. Thank you for sharing,
guys. Thanks, Darren, for sharing. Like, you know, and just big up for sharing as well. I do suffer from ADHD and dyslexia, so you can see that sometimes I struggle to read the tweets, or not the tweets, but your chats, and getting the names wrong. I don't do that on purpose. It's just my handicap. But, you know, you're trying. That's the thing. And sometimes just hitting the record button is not always the easiest thing, but we are who we are, and we can't change it. So we're not superhumans. But Manchester United team is shaping really nice under Ten Hag. So if you break it down, like, you know, I know it's only pre-season, guys, but if you're looking at the games that Ten Hag has selected, it's only tough opponents. We're playing Dortmund, we're playing Real Madrid, and Betis.
Bilbao,
who else are we playing? Yeah, and Bilbao and stuff like that. So that is done purposely, I think.
Yeah. I've liked the way, I mean, you see other teams playing like 60 minutes and stuff like that, and I know as we get closer to the season start that he'll give other players that sort of time. But I just think it's great the way it's a bit frustrating, but at the same time he's giving everyone the chance to prove themselves. Even when you've had such a solid first half, it's great because you can see that the first 45 minutes, well done, you've done your job. Right, go out now and don't lose, don't concede, and we get a chance to score. I thought we definitely looked different without the likes of Mount and Bruno playing through the middle. We did look much more solid there, and you know, I thought it was good, even though Mount's not scored a goal or got an assist yet. I think he's getting in good positions. He's making good movements. He's moving other players over the pitch. So, I mean, I've seen him getting criticised online, but that's just for the fun of it, innit? Let's be honest. But Bruno looks sharp. I like the power in his kick. They're the sort. I mean, I know it's beginning of season, but at the end of last season, They're the sort of shots he was missing. He wasn't getting the right connection on it. One thing I did notice in the game, a lot of our passes were overhit again, which we saw a lot of last season. And we really need to just bring that out of our game, make sure we're getting our passing distances correct, because that can really impact obviously our goal chances and stuff like that, our opportunities. But I think, you know, we've already mentioned about the fact that, you know, somebody put a joke on saying, you know, when does Declan Rice playing for Arsenal? We know that he was there today, but at the end of the day, he was missing. And the reason he wasn't in that game was because if you watch the first half when we scored our goals, most of our play was down the wing. Absolute fantastic wing play. We used our wings really well. We've said for years, when you go back to like Fergie times and stuff, we had great wingers. We had great wing play. We play it down the sides and cross it in through the middle, do the overlap runs and stuff. And we're seeing that coming back again. We're not trying to get it too much through the middle. But what I did notice in the first half compared to the second, every time we bombed forward, we had 4 or 5 players in the box, which we didn't have in the second half. And that was the difference.
Yeah. I'm getting a message from Colleen, her head gone. She's crying. So
bring her on.
I will bring it on. I'll send her the link. Come on, we need some Arsenal tears here. Colleen, if you're watching, I'm sending these to you straight away. Come in and have you say, Colleen. Yeah.
I think it's a great point you said there about every time that we pass halfway line, there was 4 players making runs and offering options. It shows already in pre-season, players are already hungry. We saw under previous managers, we're in February, March, April, and Bruno would have possession of the ball and he has no outlet to give because lads are not moving forward because they've either been told by the previous managers to sit back and go counter-attack, or they simply don't have the hunger and desire to make those runs. It's great to see in pre-season that a game where nothing else on the line, that the players instinctively are bombing forward and are offering options. I think it's a great point, Phil. Mick, there was a point there from a Dwayne, I think Blackwood or Barrymore, but I saw it coming up. His partner is having a child soon. That's it. Big up.
Big up Dwayne.
Big up the crew. Big up Dwayne, the crew. I'm in Jamaica, expecting the birth of a newest member of Manchester United fan club.
Yeah, good luck, Kobbie, as well.
And best luck with the birth of the child. Best luck.
Never seen Dwayne Blackwood, but
and I want to give him a shout out. You know?
Yeah, no, 100%.
Yeah,
I never seen Dwayne Blackwood, but welcome to the community, welcome to the family, and big up, man. That's a big moment in your life. I know we spoke earlier, Jay, as well, because Mikey, your son, is also playing football, and you mentioned something very interesting as well regarding Barcelona trial and stuff like that. So everyone that has children, I am not fortunate to have children as of yet, but I do have 2 kids, and that's my fluffies, my dog and a cat. But you know what I mean? They're like children as well, so there's responsibility. So Jamaica, lots of love for Jamaica. We are such a massive community. People in Canada, I'm in Sweden, you guys in UK, you're in Ireland. You know what? This is what it's all about, you know, coming together. So best of luck to you, Mr. Blackwood, and hope it will be a good delivery, sir. Whatever it might be, as long as it's healthy. Women, daughter or son, as long as it's healthy and you guys are happy. Big love to you, mate.
Yeah.
Right.
We're here from Biking Red, love Ruby and the channel. Talking sense for months. It hurts watching now since the 80s, suffering under the leage of scum. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Well, actually, Biking Red, I'm a child of the 80s. I remember watching United under Alex Ferguson, under Big Ron Atkinson. And we had a great team back then. Like that, for instance, that cup final, 85, Robson, Moore and McGrath, Stapleton, Whiteside, Gary Bailey, Alveston. That was a phenomenal team. Problem was just that the guys, maybe they enjoyed the, how to put it, social life, maybe a little bit too much. And then obviously Fergie came in, broke up the social life to a certain degree, and we went on to win titles. But I actually remember the 80s with great fondness because I think the size under Atkinson, we weren't winning very much, but we were very entertaining.
Yeah, no, fine. Listen, I just want to shout out before because, you know, sometimes it happens that, you know, people are gifting memberships. And when it does happen, you have this ticker down here. So when it happens, right, you will see when somebody's gifted a member. So that will appear in the chat. If you want to claim that membership, you have to click on it and accept it. And that will open up a chat window and you have to sort of accept it. In order to do so, then you will be gifted the membership, whoever gifts the membership, and you will become a realist ball carrier, whatever that membership is. It's very straightforward. It happens that yesterday somebody was gifting, I think it was Fatty Donut was gifting, or Angie was gifting 10 memberships and only 3 was awarded. So as soon as you see that happening on your chat in the VR room, you have to grab it fast, because if somebody's gifting you 10, you know, the first 10 that grabs it will get it. So just want to clarify that, and that's what we see the link. Andy Tate is saying, can he come in? Should we let him in? Should we let Andy in? Or did we throw away the key? Yeah, I will send him the link, pal. I'll send him the link. He wants to come in. Yeah, I send him the link.
John Johnson says 87 watching, less than 50 likes. What's it, face and red droopy eyes? Smash that button if you haven't. Pete, hold face, turquoise covering eyes. Okay, thanks for that, John Johnson.
Thank you, thank you. I send the link to Andy Tate to say he's coming in, mate. So big up. I'm not in control of the chat here. I think.
I keep clicking it. Yeah, sorry, Steph. I think Stephanie. I think you're right. I mean, I don't think there's too much pressure on Mount, because the way that Tenhag's deployed him straight away onto the field, he's not playing him that high up. So the expectation straight away isn't there for him to score goals. He is getting in goal scoring positions on the field, or getting really high on the edge of the box. He's had a couple of chances. He's had a couple of block shots and stuff. But it's not that he's hitting them skyward like 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌 was the other day. I know it's Havertz, but you know, Kai Havertz sort of thing. He was the way he was hitting them the other day. And do you know what I mean? And I know it's only pre-season, and sometimes these players come good, but it was a little bit funny, wasn't it? Just seeing Havertz was just like hardly to be seen. He had that one chance on goal with the free kick in the second half, where he got in behind Maguire and Lindelof, put it well over. But apart from that, nothing really. I don't think he did a single thing for 65 million. And I know it's a long way to go. But yeah, it was a little bit funny. So
listen. Guys, I have a gentleman trying to get in, like he's been knocking on the door. I lost the key. Can somebody let him in? Should we let him in? Andy Tate is in the house. How you doing, mate? It's been a hot minute. How was your holiday in, where did you go, Welsh?
Wales, Cardiff. Yeah, it was nice.
Wales, Cardiff. Nice.
Yeah, Cardiff, proper mank that, innit? Proper mank Cardiff. Just got in from the paddock, and I loved it. It was a great tonight, and it's good. That was reminisce Arsenal last season. It's
it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, I enjoyed that. I say I've heard even Arsenal fans are having a little bit of a meltdown tonight as well. So I look forward to watching that later.
Except when it was Arsenal, at least you had Dos Santos. Anthony scored, but in the first 5 minutes he had a fizzle, it was like a fizzling balloon that when deflated, could it always gone in though? There could have been a replica though.
Yeah, that first 10 minutes, what we say, Arsenal, Heaton made a double save, didn't he?
Oh yeah, Heaton was
good.
Saka was doing all right, going down the right, and but the first and his chance and their chance, it could have been like 1-1 in the first 11 minutes. But the two mistakes as well from Arsenal, let's say Ramsdale, really poor, great finish from Bruno, and it's like say he had a chance like that, he ran straight through, and he set up Anthony, but on this one he just ran through, got laid off by Luke Shaw, 1-0. Ramsdale, typical Ramsdale. That's why they lost the league. Defending like that, yeah, you're not going to do yourself any favors. So, and I'm so thrilled for Sancho getting a goal, and that'll do his confidence in the world good. That was Dortmund Sancho. That was Borussia Dortmund Sancho. That, and I want to see more of that. And
Stephanie saying Andy and Arteta out. Nah, but honestly, you know what? It's pre-season though. It's easy to get carried away, but pre-season shapes the overall season. And what I saw, and I was like laughing, I tweeted out like, "Oh my god, they're playing the strongest team." and they kept playing the strongest team while we were just cool and composed. I said it was a game of two halves. The first half we were more expansive. Second half was more of controlling the game, right? Lindelof was mint in the back, right? I think Sancho did fantastically well in the first half. Like, we saw a different sharpness about Sancho, the speed, the through ball, Bruno's, and that goal he kicked, that was amazing. Bruno's goal was also fantastic. First half for me was mint. Second half was a little bit of a, okay, well, I can see what we're doing here. We are controlling the tempo, controlling the game. They look toothless. And that's why I said they spent 260 on Rice, 100 for Rice. Rice, I couldn't hardly hear the commentators on MUTV say, mentioning Rice, right? Kai Havertz, who? Like, come on. Ketia, who?
I'll tell you something I did like about Sancho's goal was his strength, because last season he was getting knocked off the ball on that all day. He was getting knocked off it, but he showed a burst of pace. If you watch it back, he was turning away from the Arsenal goal, and he saw that the ball broke behind him, and it was his quick reaction, his turn of pace, and then before the defenders knew it, it was behind him. But then two of them, last season he would have fell over, he would have lost it, he'd have tried to pass it, he'd have tried to cut it back. He didn't. He drove forward, he used strength, and he got his shot off, which was an absolute wicked shot, and fair play to him, fully deserved his goal.
Yeah. Fried rice. Oh, come on, guys. Well, he said, Mo Hamza was saying fried rice, right? Thing is, rice, come on. We're already getting jokes about rice, like rice pudding and rice.
Has Zane been in the comments yet? Has he got his mummy's credit card?
No. I'm kind of trying to lure him in, try to bait him in. Like, he was on the Flying Pig yesterday. And I said, like, you missed something. Like, because I had Colleen yesterday. We're talking to Arsenal United. It was the right forum. But he kept coming to United channels. He has not yet. He's made his debut on our channel. So personal terms is not the problem, Zane. Your super chat is always welcome. That's the thing. But I start to think that he might be a secret Arsenal United fan for some reason.
Yeah, I've seen him around the forums, man. Definitely.
Yeah, I mean, it's dodgy to me. You're a Gooner supporter, but you're running around on every United channel and donating money. I mean, I don't know. What kind of propaganda is that?
So I have a theory. I reckon it's a player.
It's a player.
I reckon it's a current player. Are you familiar with the books, The Secret Footballer? Are you familiar with those books?
No.
Okay, so
go on.
I thought Annie might be. So there's a series of books called Secret Footballer that were written over a 4 or 5 year period, written by a Premiership player. And there's many theories who the player was. And the player, I suppose, he names and shames teams he played with inadvertently and players he encountered. And the player has since retired. So I reckon that 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌 character is a current player, because I've seen in some channels.
Oh, no, it's disappeared. The sound disappeared.
But the 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌 character is dropping like €1 and 200 on super chats. Let's be fair, lads. Who can drop that kind of money on a super chat unless you're a serious man of means? So I reckon it's a current player. That's my own theory.
It's a current player.
Interesting, because I've seen him. He always comes in the chat in Saeed's TV as well. So yeah.
Really?
I like that.
Interesting.
Who can it be? The let's call like who wants to be what do you call it? Inspector Clouseau. Who's the clues? Who is this?
Cairo, isn't it?
You reckon? I mean, that's a very good one. Andy, come on. You've been around long enough, so you've probably seen Mr. 𝒂𝒊𝒄𝒌, like, donating those money. I've seen him throwing away, as what you said, Jay, as well. Like,
he's been thrown away basically near enough like a month's wages. You know what I mean? It's like a month's rent. You tell it all up, it's rent, innit? It's like it's bills and this, that, and the other. So yeah, he could be right. It could be an ex-footballer or current footballer.
Somebody that's well off.
Yeah, somebody's well off. He's got very little to do during the week. He's got a lot of time on his hands. Maybe his Xbox membership is expired, and he's gone into he's completed all his PlayStation games, so he's going into the world of fan channels. And
but we can all agree, Andy, no matter who he is, he's more welcome here. Drop €100, €200 super chat. Almost like
No, but seriously, that's a good donation, and I really admire Zane, if you're watching. Really admire, because what you're doing is you're enabling the fan content creators, because it is a tough business, you know. Just to tell you the truth, how much money it's been spent to create content. Yeah, of course, you got to have internet, you got to have ideas, you got to spend time cutting, editing, creating stories, news, research. And at the end of the day, like, you know, when you do are monetized, like, you know, YouTube and Google don't pay you that much, to be honest, unless you are some United stand and have 1.6 million members and stuff like that. We are just like, you know, small channel growing, surprisingly coming up to 16,000 in 1 year. So, you know, we do this for love and fun, but any donations in terms of super chats or things like that means that we can reinvest in terms of better production, start paying people to come on, and, you know, like you guys, you're coming on for free because you love to talk about football. And I could never in a year's time ago to imagine that I'm sitting here talking to two legends that's been on the channels. Like, you know, I'm talking about you, Jay, I'm talking about you, Andy, as well. Like, you know, and you just came in and became my best mates here as well. So I'm just a football fan like you, but anything that you donate, I really appreciate from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. So Zane, if you listen to this, please come and support this channel as well. Big up. Phil,
yeah,
I'm going to come to you. Let's talk about the ball of the game, ball of the day today. If you had to pick a moment in the moment of play, what would you choose and why?
I think it was probably the pass to Maino that led to the goal, and then Mainu's composure on the ball, which led through to where he was going up against, you know, an experienced left back, turned him, lifted his head, played the through ball, and then Bruno was in for the goal. So I think that was the moment of the game, I think, to be honest.
Yeah. Edward Reed has a theory. It's Zane Maguire.
I mean, there's obviously lots of moments in the game, because I think we actually played really well in that first half, where we made some great runs, some great passes, and some great movement. We just looked like we were a team, like, you know, you could almost say we played like Arsenal, where you're passing the ball around. There's lots of movement. There's lots of, you know, they can't. No one can get the tackles in because the ball's gone by the time they get there. Really quick, fast football, much better, much more progressive. Really playing really high up the field. Really good to see. And it's just what we've been missing for. It's what the fans have been missing. And you could see Tenhag building it last year, and I think he's already, you see in pre-season, with a little bit more time to spend with the players, instead of having a game every 3 days, a chance to actually tell them what he wants, give them his tactics, and really embed it in. We're really seeing it, and the fact that Mainu's picked it up so quickly, from only being with the first team for this short period of time, is just showing out what a good player he really can be.
Andy, what about you? What do you reckon was the?
I was working with the paddock tonight, and I was on with Scotty, and I was on with Nathan. Used to play for West Brom and Wigan Athletic. Give me a lift home. Cheers for that. I appreciate it, Nathan. Got a lift home. That's why I made so early. So, yeah, Manchester, it is bucketing down in Manchester. Absolute raining cats and dogs. Nothing
changed. It's not stopped raining for hours, has it?
No, it's not stopped raining. Yeah, after the glorious sunshine the previous 2 days. But I thought Maino was really good today. I'm very upset, disappointed about Ahmad getting injured. And
no. What's the situation with Ahmad there?
He's on crutches, isn't he? Everyone's saying he's on crutches. He's left on crutches.
How did it? I didn't see. Did he fall over himself, or who tackled him? Was it? I've not even seen the challenge on him. So I'm just a bit.
Viking Red.
Good night, Viking Red.
Good night.
It was a tackle on him. It wasn't. I'm trying to think who the tackle was.
Was it a bad tackle?
It was one of them where you think, well, they could get up from it, sort of thing. But you could see that once these medical staff had been on, they took him to the side, and then, you know, the play carried on. But you could see straight away he went down on it again. So whether it's a twist or ligaments or something, I don't know. But it's never good when they leave on crutches. But who was it left on crutches last season? Left Bruno. The game on crutches, and then he was back next game, wasn't he? He was back next game, wasn't he?
I think it was Bruno, Bruno. I remember getting that show left on crutches, but he took about six weeks to get back.
Yeah, I think you're right. It was Bruno. He left on crutch. Everyone's going, "Oh no, that's it. We're already without Casemiro on that." And then he was there for the next game. It's like, so it could be precaution, you know, with these big air boots and stuff. But it's a shame because he was just starting to. He was having a good pre-season. He hadn't scored. It looked like it was coming, sort of thing. He was getting in the right positions. He was looking sharp. But yeah, he was obviously fighting for Anthony for that place as well. Like so. I thought Anthony actually, that's a good, I thought Anthony actually had a good game. I thought he was tracking back quite well. He's not just going around the outside of the player all the time now. He's looking for different movement on the game. His movement seems stronger tonight. And what I liked about United, when we were under pressure at the back, we played it out really well. We weren't panicking. We weren't just lumping it forward. Certainly in the first half. Once Maguire came on, I mean, unfortunately, he did look like he got bumbled. He looked panicked. He looked like the plan was, Maguire's on, let's put pressure on him, let's stress him out, sort of thing. And it nearly worked. Shortly after he came on, he was under a little bit of pressure, but he managed to clear it. But I thought that, I thought Anthony played quite well tonight.
Yeah, very surprised that Heaton played the full 90. I mean,
we've got nobody else.
Very surprised on that. I mean, is he got? I think on we're playing Deadpool FC on Tuesday, aren't we? Wednesday morning. So we're going to play Deadpool FC, and we say Unana will probably play against Real Madrid. And Eaton,
I think so. Yeah,
under 23s, Eaton might probably play in that game against Wrexham. So definitely. I mean, Unana was training in the squad, wasn't he? I seen him on the pre-match warm-up.
Yeah, no.
I'm surprised. You know what? I would have gone put him in the penalty shootout. I mean, how many times can you beat Arsenal in one day? You know
but he's there, right? He's there. So somebody was trying to convince me that he flew back to Carrington. I said, BS, he's over there, right? Maybe it was too early to put him in the first in the squad. Just adapt a little bit. He will play against what's it called, Creswick or something like that next game, probably.
Yeah, I would have played him in the penalty shootout because it was just a bit of fun, wasn't it? I want to say go on and have a laugh. You know what I mean? Because I don't think half them Arsenal players were bothered about the pens.
No, well, I think they were so forlorn and downbeat, even though it is preseason friendly and everyone's saying it's preseason. But at the end of the day, they knew that they thought they were going to come out with, because let's be honest, they had a full first team out. Apart from maybe Gabriel Jesus in the first half, but at the end of the day, they played Havertz instead.
Just to let you know that Angie just gifted 10 memberships as well. I see that now. So guys, click on that link. Basically, if you can see that on the chat, big up Angie for gifting 10 membership. You're a legend, guys. You have to click on that to accept the membership, right? So big up Angie. If you moderators, the VR room can assist people as well how to accept those memberships. So thank you, Angie. Before I continue, you deserve 100%. Big up Angie as well. Thank you so much for being a VARist. Should we call it VARist? I don't know. VR room. Now, one of our moderators. Big up. So I don't know really how it works. I'm so new to YouTube, so it's explained yesterday. So when somebody donates a membership, you have to click on that to accept, and there's certain procedures you have to follow. So please don't let those 10 memberships just perish. Big up for Angie for donating. Guys, let's do it. Let's get up to 100 members. Please. We are, I think we're about 75 members at the moment. It's just crazy. It's crazy. Edward Reed saying it's 5:20 p.m. here. No bed yet, Angie. So back to you, Jay Daly.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, what you want to say, Phil?
I wanted to ask Jay and Andy what you think of Mount so far. I know it's in the pre-season. I know he's settling into the team. So what's your thoughts on his performances so far?
I think he was. Go on, Jay.
Go ahead, Andy. Go ahead, buddy. Go ahead. It's fine. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I think in the first game he was very energetic against Leeds. He played really well, and he was taken off second half. Scored a fantastic goal against Leeds and all that. I didn't see the Leon game because I was away, but I thought he played okay today. I thought he played him and Bruno was nice link up play and all that. And there's more to see. There's more to come. I say, you can't take too much into pre-season, but you take the positives of them playing together on it. They say 9 of them players will start the first home game against Wolves.
Yeah.
That was a strong first half. Say, bar 2 players or any additional signings. Let's say that team, 9 players, 8 or 9 of that team will start against Wolves.
Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. No, just coming back to the original question. I mean, what we talked about, like, Jay, I mean, do you agree what the gentleman is saying? I mean, what are you looking to see for the next 3? I think we have 3-4 preseason games, like,
Yeah, there's 3 remaining in the States. I know they've got a game down in Vegas and that fantastic stadium that was built for the Las Vegas Raiders football team. They're playing also in Texas and somewhere else, where escapes me. Then they're back in Manchester for a game on a Saturday, and then they come to Dublin on a Sunday, which against Bilbao. So 5 preseason games left before Wolves.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot more work to do. But back to Phil's question on Mason Mount. I think Phil, so far, we can only judge him what we've seen. We got to park the past season that he had with Chelsea. That was abysmal. I think last season nobody played with Chelsea. So far, what we've seen of him, to be honest, Phil, I don't think he's put a foot wrong.
Yeah, I agree. I really like him. I wanted your opinion because there's so. I mean, I was laughing. It was the Daily Star. I saw. I was on Twitter the other day, and it scrolled up in me advert saying something about Mount saying, "Oh, Mount goes from bad to worse at United after his second game." I'm like, what are they watching? I mean, and then I saw it was Daily Star, and I just carried on scrolling. But at the end of the day, I think he's had a good start. He's settling into a new team. He's got a lot to he's got a lot to live up to from the fact of what's expected with the money that's been spent on him. But Tenhag's believing in him straight away, give him a start every time, and seeing him with Bruno today, it looked like it's going to form a really good partnership. When Casemiro, another question, if you don't mind me asking, any of you feel free to answer this. Casemiro and Eriksen. I know it's first game, absolutely, it's first game back. Do you think when you look at how they were at the end of last season and how they've started today, whether they're looking of the older generation?
I'll take that if you don't mind. I think Ten Hag has seen the writing on the wall with Eriksen. Eriksen is great for 20, 30 minutes.
Yeah.
And for me, I think he does run out of steam. Yeah. Eriksen physically offers you nothing. That's not his game. I think he's an old school kind of playmaker / number 10 / number 8. He's not going to, win a tackle in midfield and play a pass. He's more of an enabler. I think Mount sees Ten Hag should say sees in Mount what Ten Hag does, what Eriksen doesn't have. So I could see Mount starting beside Eriksen in that triangle with Bruno, and Eriksen then kept on the bench as someone to come in the last 10, 15 minutes. You're leading 1-0, 2-1, and you just want to retain possession of the ball. If you want a player to play that killer pass to break down a back four and break the passing lanes, Eriksen is a better choice. But over 90 minutes, you can see Ten Hag's viewpoint. Mount is a better option. From what I've seen so far, it's just, again, so far, we've seen very little. I suppose, Phil, after about 10 games, we'll have a much better indication of what Mount offers. But right now, it's all positive because we're winning. So, of course, we're positive. But 10 games time, our perception may change.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I mean, I just remember the first half. I mean, there was some few moments of play where it was one-touch passes, and Mount was instrumental in that. I mean, the way he works on the ball, off the ball, he looks very, very sharp, according to my opinion. So I guess pre-season, get into the team, understand the manager. It will take a little bit of embedding time, but so far what I've seen, it's been impressive. Like, as we said, it's not the most sexiest player, but it's somebody that is so vital in that system. I want to talk about Eriksen as well, because of course he came in, he did a nice penalty, but somebody mentioned here, like, Eriksen cannot play 30 minutes. Like, well, is he getting to that stage with Eriksen that he can only do 45 minutes max or 65 minutes max?
What do you? I mean, I think that I think that's right. I think we saw it at the end of last season. I think if we're looking for a through ball or lovely, you know, a nice over the top through ball, one through the middle sort of thing. You know, if somebody gets the ball out to him, he's going to play that pass. He's going to give you that opportunity to score a goal. And I don't think we're going to see him starting that many games, because I think Mount has been brought in for exactly that position, as Jay was saying. I think that Eriksen's going to come on when a game's almost won, and just to kind of help control the game, sort of thing. Not with where tackles are needed, just where it's just pass it around and calm the game down with his experience, or brought on if we're looking for a goal and we need to get that nice through ball, we can get, and we're putting them under pressure and we're all pushing forward because we've got nothing to lose, sort of thing.
Yeah,
I think that's when we'll see more of him this season.
I mean, I
think Phil, actually, just about that point, sorry, Andy. I was a massive fan of Juan Mata, and I don't think we ever used Juan Mata in his best vision. But with 10 minutes to go, if you wanted a player to come on and literally tread the eye of a needle, in a squad under Solskjaer and previously under Mourinho, I think Mata was the only player that had it in his locker to do so. So maybe, just put out to you, does Tenhag see Eriksen as the Juan Mata player for us right now?
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Andy? Sorry?
I was just saying, I was going to say, up till Eriksen, we were playing well last season, and up till that tackle from Andy Carroll, that's setting back that injury. That's why he's a limited player now, because we were flying on all fronts. We were doing really well, and I would say that he's had two big setbacks in the last 2 years with what happened with Denmark at the Euro and that injury as well. And there was no punishment. So I think, like you say, I think he's limited now. He's like, he could be a 30-minute player, 45-minute player. See a game out players like we need. Well, we're 2-1 up. We can find that. We need that extra goal. He can find that. So I do agree with what Jay's saying as well. So he's limited now, but he's a useful player. You could start him for half an hour, or you could play him for 45 minutes. But you say that injury has not helped him. It's like it's set him back. So I do believe he's going to be useful. He's useful. He can do.
He's a useful squad player. I mean, we got him on a free at the end of the day. Clearly, you've seen that Mason Mount's going to play in his position more and more. Mason Mount is a younger version, more aggressive, more tenacious. But I want to mention something.
Give a lot of experience, Warner.
Yeah. So Eriksen is somebody that can come in the last 20 minutes, 30 minutes to play, affect the game. It's like a weapon, It's a big headache. It's a good headache to have at the end of the day, because what we've been crying out for is a squad, a broader squad, right? So even if we are full stacked on the wing, and I feel sorry for Ahmad. I hope it's not very, very damning. We saw actually Pellistri coming in, but didn't see much of Pellistri on that. We didn't even see much of Garnacho, because they were never playing the ball to Garnacho in the first half anyway. But I'm not worried about that. The only thing that I want to see is to have a good squad rotation, right?
Yeah.
So that leads into the next question from Stephanie here as well. And that goes to you, panelists, pundits. How many points do you think United should get from the opening 10 PL games to consider the title contenders next season? I don't know if it's the first 10, but I would say that, I don't know. I throw it back to you guys.
Our first 4 games are Wolves, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham, and Arsenal.
And Arsenal as well.
So that's the first big test. I mean, you're looking at first 10 games. You got to be in the 20-point bracket, definitely.
Yeah,
in the 20s, because Man City could win the first 10 games, easy at a canter. When
home Wolves, we're playing. Are we playing at the Emirates away?
So you've got. I've just brought it up. You've got United against Wolves at home, first game of the season. Then you've got Spurs away. Then you've got Forest at home, Arsenal away, Brighton at home, Burnley away, Palace at home, Brentford at home, Sheffield away, City at home. That takes you up to October.
10 games.
That should be nice. We should go to the City game, yeah? We should all
City
get together.
game, yeah. 4 points
1,
behind
2,
in the
3, 4,
title
5.
race. Here,
I'm
look.
coming, baby. I'm
So
coming.
we got to be in a 20-point bracket.
Anyone
man,
that
so
knows
City
tickets,
game.
we all get together for the City game. We
You'll
wanna
never
keep
get
the cheating
you'll never
season.
get tickets for a City game, mate.
Oh man.
Never,
Oh, we
mate,
should
yeah.
get together for a home game because I'm off to Thailand in end of October as well. So yeah, it's going to be broadcasting from there. It's going to be exciting times, and you boys going to be involved as well. So guys, listen, smash a like if you haven't done that yet. No, I don't know how many likes we have so far, but please, it's free. Burn extra calories. You know, if you want personal coaching, there's Jay up there. He's a Mr. Olympia, Mr. Champion as well. Feel free to text him. He can give you some coaching advices, right, Jay?
I wouldn't go far now as Mr. Olympia, but
No.
four national titles are definitely there to be are there sitting somewhere in my kitchen. But yeah,
you got trophies.
saying about
You got trophies.
The first 10 games of the season, Phil. You remember back in 85-86 under Big Ron, we won the first 10 games.
I wasn't born then.
Remember that?
I do. I would say
you remember that, Andy?
I do.
Yeah, we won the first 10 games season. Then Robbo got injured. I think we slumped. I think we finished 4th in the end back in '86. So it's all very well, but guys, I think the first 10 games. I don't believe there's no easy games in there. Like Burnley, newly promoted, Palace, they're almost difficult. Spurs are Spurs. We'll beat them. Arsenal at the Emirates, that's a draw written all over it. You said 20 points, Andy. If you gave me 20 points the first 10 games, Andy, I'd take it right now, mate.
Oh yeah, me too.
Well,
Me too.
if Stephanie was saying in the first 10 games, that 10th game's the City, you're looking at 9 wins, aren't you? Or 6, 7 wins with a couple of draws. So that's the 10th game against Man City. We're in the 20-point bracket. 20-point bracket.
One thing we have to improve for sure is the away form that we suffered last season, because at home we were unbeaten, to be honest, right? But the away is a must. The away is a must, and I think we can do it. Second season under tenhag, different fighting mentality.
If we just take the 2 results out, I know there've been spankings at the Etihad.
But we also have a new goalkeeper that
we
can
had a
play.
decent away record. And we drew. Like I say, we lost to Brighton. We lost to West Ham consecutive games. We had that little bit of a wobble. Then we won the last 4. So if you take them out, our away record was half decent, but it's the spankings that made that away record very bad.
Sorry, there's a tweet here in Serbian from Miloš, one of our members as well, saying that, hang on, I'm going to interpret it, that PSG is preparing a 100 million bid for Rasmus Højlund from Atlanta. Do you then expect the Manchester United to go for Ramos from Benfica? I think it's a lot of paperwork. I don't believe in that sort of paper talk. It's just basically fillers to put out there, Miloš, to be honest. The thing is, clickbait. The thing is that Rasmus Højlund's heart is set. If the player's heart is set on, he only wants to play for Manchester United. He's a Manchester United boyhood fan. He loves Manchester United. That's his dream to play.
He's agreed terms, doesn't he?
He's agreed terms. That's fine.
Yeah.
So it's pointless. The PSG. It doesn't make sense. If PSG doesn't develop,
you can't make somebody play for you.
No. And if I'm Rasmus Højlund and I look at PSG project, they don't really develop youth, right? If I'm looking at Manchester United, who is my coach there? Benny McCarthy, one of the world-class striker coaches. You're playing under Erik ten Hag. You're going to be a key member of the squad. Guarantee starts, for instance, right? So it's not, they can bid how much they want, but they're going to look like prats at the end of the day, because the heart of the player is where the player wants to go. You can throw as much money as you want
as well, isn't it? I mean, at the end of the day, we offered more for Gareth Bale, and we got when he said no, I want to go to this club, and even Daniel Levy accepted that. Levy accepted it. So I think what we're saying about Højlund, if it's true what we're reading about the fact that he's agreed terms and he's a boy, a Man United fan, and we want him, and he fits us perfectly. And it's just a case of we've
just,
already spoke to him and done the deal behind the scenes pretty much. Then I don't think we need to worry too much.
Just to use some layman's term, like, you know, analogy in that, you know, your employee, current employee, I don't know where you're working, you know, we should not disclose, but your employer cannot say, okay, you got to work for this employer. No, this is against your will. You know what I mean? You know, it's your choice where you want to go at the end of the day. The club cannot tell you where to go because they're offering you more money. That's the thing. It's the player's choice at the end of the day. So if Rasmus Højlund is, according to the reports, Manchester United is preparing a 60 million euro bid in for it. What they've done in certain ways is dispute negotiation. Player terms agreed, agents' fees agreed, image rights discussed, everything is checked out. They're negotiating with the club, bringing it down to a, let's say, agreed a price, right? They're asking for a silly money, 100 million, 80 million, whatever. But in their mind, they have a, you know, bottom line price, what they had in the beginning. You know, they know that he's got like, what, 9 goals, only been there for 3/4 of a season. At the end of the day, they are kind of thinking, well, he could be worth 100 million next year, right? But it's not next year. It's now, here, now, and then. And then you got to listen to what the player wants. You saw Gasperini came out in the interview. Gasperini doesn't make those choices. Gasperini, the coach, he doesn't make any choices. He's not involved. He can only have his say. But he doesn't know, like, you know, obviously he knows that he's going. Because the manager wants to know, are you part of my plans? And they are looking now to sort of bring in new strikers as well. So for the PSG, it doesn't really make sense that he goes there because then he's never going to get any game time anyway. So for me, that is just paper talk anyway. Maybe it's Atlanta feeding it out to get Manchester United to sort of go for a higher bidding more. But it's never going to be, because we have Matt Hargreaves there. I have faith in Matt Hargreaves. I mean, they've been negotiating for the past week with the intermediates and everything. And I think that bid is flying in. Once you agree the fee with everything agreed, okay, with the add-ons, then you will submit one bid only. And that will be the bid that's been accepted. That is the difference between Manchester United this season with a new chief negotiator and in the past, which been dilly-dallying, hot potato. You know what I mean? So I'm not worried about PSG at all. We know that Bayern is looking for striker. PSG also linked to Harry Kane. What's going to happen to Harry Kane? I don't really care. Like, I'm tired of this.
Osimhen as well. Oh, that's gone quiet since they decided to try and get 130 million for him.
He's signing a new contract, isn't he? Osimhen. I was reading that yesterday. He has a
release clause, 100 million. Yeah.
100 million.
What's the release clause? 100.
Yeah.
100 million.
Okay, I want to round up before, like, of course, we're going to talk about the man of the match, but we cannot end the stream without discussing Kylian Mbappe. I mean, what a bomb. You know, I did a morning video on that one. Basically, PSG is saying, you know, nobody's bigger than the club. You know, we are not letting you go for free. So they open up the market. We don't know the price yet. 1 year left on this contract. You know, catching Florian Perez red-handed with the hand in his cookie jar. So we caught your bluff. You're not going to get him for free. Cough up. Seriously, Real Madrid don't have money, that kind of money to buy him this season. So they got caught red-handed. They're looking at to sell him, like to pimp him out into Premier League. Who do you think can buy him at the end of the day?
Well, for the start, he's a spoiled little brat at the moment. He's a spoiled little brat. But he's got a Ronaldo mentality. But I would rather have Harry Kane and Mbappe, because he would. You've just tenhag. You've just got rid of Ronaldo. The dressing room. You've just got rid of the hair. Maguire's not in your plans. You've got a dressing room that has got harmony. You got players. You got experience. You've brought experienced players in. You got youngsters looking up to the players. You've got a team that actually plays together. They've got a style, and you're gonna bring in Mbappe. Don't get me wrong, I wouldn't say no, but to command that sort of, it'd be like a Pogba type.
Yeah, you know I mean? He's a little bit of a diva.
And just say, oh, Mbappe, I'm not playing you. I'm not playing you. He spits his dummies out with about 2-3 months. He doesn't play in a game. Or then I go, you know what? I don't want to play the next game. It's attitude. It's attitude. Look. He's fantastic. He's a next generation footballer.
No, he's fantastic. Basically what happened is
like Ireland. But I wouldn't say no. But I wouldn't want him in the dressing room. I would not, because what we're trying to build is far more important than having a flash in the pan ego.
True.
I'll tell you what, Andy, I would take him. Sorry, Mick. I would take him if he did the same as what Mount's doing, as what Anana's done, as what Hoyland's reported to be doing, saying, I want to play for Man United. Not because they're offering me the most money, but because I believe in the project. And I want to play for this manager. Because I think what PSG's got wrong, they thought we'll bring in all the superstars and we'll win everything. Well, they've proved
we
that you
throw
can't,
all the money at you.
Too many personalities, as you say, massive personality clash. I'm the biggest. No, I'm the biggest. I'm the biggest. I'm the big. You know, it's like no. Right. We're a team, and they didn't play as a team. And they
even
made
got
that
the French president to broker between him. It got political. You got Macron.
No, but listen, I want to bring something to this podcast and to this discussion. I think it's fault of PSG. They've thrown massive money on such a young kid. You know, he's a fantastic talent, but with that, there's level of cockiness and there's level of what do you call it, ignorance. Yeah, so it's the fault of PSG how they treat him. They gave him a castle. They gave him too much power, to be honest, right? But at the end of the day, they cannot force him out, right? He's a contractual speaking. He can just say refuse to play and still get paid, and they will not play him, right?
But so the PSG fans, you seen what they did to Messi, didn't you?
Yeah, they will.
You know what I mean? Oh yeah, he's gonna have a rough time. The favourite son of the Champs-Élysées will have a rough time with the Paris Ultras next year. I'm telling you.
But I just want to land my point there is because I noticed that his mom is now his agent. She registered to be a football intermediate agent. She opened up her family business. So basically, the money that he's getting is supporting the whole family. His mom is his agent now as well. So of course they're looking for the biggest, sweetest deal. Like the problem is, right? What I'm looking at, the only club that will fit his mentality is Real Madrid because they like divas. They like this Galacticos still. They're the only club that signs Galacticos. Well, everyone else is kind of walking away. I think if it comes to Erik ten Hag, he will struggle. You know, he will find that exactly what ten Hag did to Ronaldo. He's used to dealing with those divas in a way. Maybe it's a good move if he comes to United to get a bit of a ten Hag discipline, rules and principles, right? Simon Heron says ten Hag prefers team players over superstars, play that fit his system, and will run through brick walls for him. 100%. I don't think he will come. To be honest, I don't think so.
It all depends, doesn't it? I mean, if we get new owners.
Yeah, but if he comes, though, what would you expect if he comes? Of course, it's going to have some great outputs. Everyone's going to sing his name. But do we expect trouble? Or do you think that Ten Hag will be the, what do you call it? The lion tempter,
Lion tamer. Yeah.
Lion tamer, yeah. Tame the lion, kit.
Well, Cantona was tamed by Alex Ferguson, so it's a challenge. Having another very mad Frenchman. So who knows? But it all depends. If Qatar come in and your Sheikh Jassim, you want to make a statement of intent, do you buy him with your connections or do you just pass it over and say, we'll get someone else instead?
It's all down to you got to ask Ten Hag, do you want him, right? So it's down to the gaffer. Does it fit my system, right? What about the delusion of some Liverpool fans think they can ever able to sign Mbappe? Same with Arsenal as well, right? So I was in the stream yesterday with Colleen. If you missed it, go check it out. Yesterday it was brilliant. Like me and Colleen, she's a big Arsenal fan. You know Colleen from the Football Terrace, right?
Yeah.
East London as well. So very cocky. Colleen stands for cocky in a way. So she also said, oh, well, Arsenal can probably sign him. No way. You spend 260. Where are you going to get the money from, to be honest, right? There's so much more than they need to invest. I mean, they didn't invest in proper striker. Okay, you have Jesus, and that's about it. I didn't understand the signing of Havertz in the first place because I reckon Havertz is crap, right? Even the AFT commentator was saying Havertz is crap.
I can't understand. I can't understand the move for Havertz. Arsenal finished second in the league last season. They had a really good balanced squad, and I think they've got a bit excited. Saying we just need to invest. We need to invest. We need to invest. And they've done what United's done in the past and just gone for a big name, thinking, "Oh, that'll make a difference." It's not. It's about getting the right balance. And I think Arteta might. I'm not saying Rice won't do well for Arsenal, but certainly Havertz, I think that's a mistake. I just can't see how he's going to help make the team better. I just can't see it.
They have to win something this season. Don't care. They have to win, even if it's a League Cup. He has to deliver the trophy, Arsenal. Yeah. And they have to get out the Champions League group as well, just like United. So, yeah, Arteta is under immense pressure now after last season and falling at the last hurdle.
You're on mute, Mick.
The reason why I'm on mute because my cat just arrived outside my window. If you can hear him, goes meow, let me in, bastard. Meow, let me in, you bastard. You'll terrorize me. You know what I mean? But as I was saying, I remember speaking to Colleen yesterday, and I said straight to her face, I don't think you will. You'll definitely be in the top 4, but I don't think that you will be challenging this season, right? I think it's right. You're getting in, Declan Rice. Will it be the right signing for you? Kai Havertz is the right signing for you. I even questioned Timber. You bought him as a right back. I mean, he was bypassed today he was bullied today. So I don't know. I don't think it's enough. They need to invest more. City will not be there either.
Timber said that what made him was Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez. We got the better one.
Martinez, you shout at Timber saying,
we would have to get
forward. He would tell him what to do. And absolutely getting Martinez was the steal of the century because he has just transformed our defence.
Yeah.
Who do you think will finish top 4 then? Who do you think, Andy?
City, Liverpool, United, Arsenal.
What about Newcastle?
Oh. Well, the way Champions League is now, in it, you can finish 5th.
But Andy, how can you put Scousers? Look what they finished last season, right? I don't think
that Liverpool thing, mate. It's Klopp. It's just like the back of my mind. They always have a stinker of a season after winning the league, and they come back on fire again. And it's just It's my personal opinion, my gut feeling. I think Liverpool will be more of a problem to City this season than Arsenal will be.
And I think the reason being on that is that they had a lot of injuries at the end of the season. I'm never going to make excuses for them, but they did, and they've got some of those players back now. But also they've not got Europe, and I am saying that half joking, laughing at them, but at the same time they've not. Yep. So they've not got that to worry about. And last time they didn't have Europe, they finished really high in the league and they were fighting for it. So. Yep. I think that'll make a difference. Who's your top 4?
Liverpool can manage Thursday, Sunday football. I just don't know why. They can just manage it.
Yeah.
You have to excuse myself. I'm going to remove myself from the stage. I'm going to open for the cat.
No worries. What do you think, Jay? Who's your top 4, Jay, this season?
Okay, so I'm basing this on that we do sign Haaland. I almost said Haaland. Højlund plus another striker. If we do not sign a striker, we don't finish top 4.
That's true.
I don't believe for 1 second Rashford gets 30 goals again. Okay? Just stay with me here, guys. Last season, and you go to games. I don't, but I think a Rashford on the ball, he's very wasteful. When he's on the ball and he's got to beat a full back, play across, play simple pass. He overruns it, loses the ball, or the ball goes out of play, or Rashford take a shot from a stupid angle. I don't believe for a second he gets 30 goals. So if we don't get a striker, we do not finish top 4. We get a striker, we're top 4.
We're going to get a striker.
I think Arsenal, for me, will not finish top 4. Liverpool will, I agree. The Klopp factor, and McAllister, they now have a pair of balls and that midfield replacing Henderson. Newcastle will solidify their position and be top 4. That's my analysis.
I agree. Newcastle is the dark horse here, but also first time they're back in Champions League. Same with Arsenal, and I don't know, they're going to experience the breath of playing in Champions League.
I think Newcastle, Mick, would do better in Champions League than Arsenal. Arsenal in Champions League will bottle it in Champions League, I think. Newcastle,
I think when it comes to, I mean, of course, with finishing second comes the pressure from the Arsenal, the Gooner fans, and you know how they are as well. So I don't know. I think that we are in a good position. I would say that we finished third. So the only way, if you look at it logically, it depends on how you recruit, is it can only be like moving up. I mean, it's going to be interesting to see. I'm not going to get giddy yet, but we definitely will have a chance to challenge this season. I know it depends on how we recruit, how everything pans out, but definitely we will go deep in the Champions League. But definitely, like, if you finish your second, or come May, we will see where we'll be. Like, and it's early to say, guys.
I've got a question. Do you think Casemiro's relaxed a little bit too much in his off season?
No.
Absolutely, yes. One of my Twitter followers sent me a DM of Casemiro's moon face, and by Jesus Christ, somebody has gone full retard on the carbs. I think
the helium.
Bloody hell, Casemiro! I think he's carrying. It looks to me like he's on a permabulk. He needs to go on that cutting diet very, very fast.
Yep,
cut his
low
carb,
carb.
up his protein. He is, for me, about 7 kilos overweight right now, easily.
Yeah, you can see it.
Oh yeah, but he deserves it. Everyone deserves it. Like, come on, you're on holiday, enjoy yourself. Back to the training.
Bollocks, Mick. Bollocks. Okay. You are a professional athlete. You know the day that you come back to pre-season. You come back to pre-season dialed in.
Yeah.
I've seen players. I'm a massive fan of NFL, okay? Huge fan of NFL. The NFL teams, if players come back in pre-season, after 4 weeks of training camp, if they're not meeting certain parameters, as in body fat, body weight, sprint times, they're cut from the team, out of a job.
True that. True.
That's how it works.
This is why I always say you are what you eat, basically. That's what I'm always saying. So it's your choice what you put. But yeah, of course, some people let themselves go. The party, they start drinking beer, they eat unhealthy food. Now it's down to cutting diet. And
it happened to Luke Shaw, didn't it? It happened to Luke Shaw, and he found himself again.
But yeah, I agree with you. If you're a bodybuilder, right? You're professional. You're competing, right? There's no slacking off, right? There's off seasons. There's on season. Of course, there's bulking season. I don't believe in bulking anymore, to be honest, Jay. It's something called lean bulking. Maybe you're like, you're on a low carb diet and you do carb loading, like, every weekend or so, like, but you stay away from the carbs during the day.
I know now we're deviating away from the point, but like I only retired in November, but I was never more than 3 kilos over my competition weight, like a boxer. 3 kilos, 6 pounds. You lose 6 pounds in 3-4 weeks.
Yeah.
If you're dialed in, of course you can.
Yeah. You just look at Ronaldo, for instance. Spot on diet, spot on all year on around. Like, you remember, like, he only drinks water. Somebody put like the Pepsi bottle, or whatever,
I remember that.
Just took it away and throw away this garbage. Only clean food. Yeah.
So Andy, what do you think about Casemiro? What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, my brother picked up on it. He messaged me, and I said this on the paddock tonight, and it's carrying a bit of timber. Look, big chubby cheeks. It's either that or he's got 2 abscesses in his teeth and they've just ballooned up. So,
lads,
it looks like he's on steroids the way his face is ballooned, doesn't it?
Yeah, well, he's on the wrong stuff. He is. If you could, I was watching during the game. The camera zoomed in on Varane's legs. Okay, the muscle separation on Varane's quads were like he was ready to step on a stage. Varane was already shredded and dialed in. Yeah,
you could see his shirt, a little bit of timber.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
But Varane's legs already dialed in July.
So you're lucky. Somebody, Edward Reed was saying you can lose 6 pounds in a week. I do a lot of bodybuilding. Like, how can you lose 6 pounds in a week? It all depends on age and.
Okay, sorry, Edward. Just for context, Edward, what shows have you won? What titles have you won? Then we'll talk, mate. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you can argue the point that it can be bloating, water. I never measured how many kilos. I don't even use the scale, to be honest. It's all about measurements around your waist and that's how you can measure how much fat you lost, to be honest, right?
I can lose 6 pounds down the back of my sofa. That's about
well, you can just stop eating salt and you will all you do like, you know, Homer Simpson. Listen, no, it's all about, like, you know, salt. And if you start eating salt, if you dehydrate yourself, going to the sauna, you lose water weight. But if you want to lose fat, then you just totally measure with like a measuring tape around your waist, waistline. And that's kind of tracking progression. The scale always lies to you. That's what I find over the years. Yeah.
Fact.
But yeah, it's a fact. It's a fact. But I understand.
I was only joking, though. I mean, at the end of the day, Casemiro is an ultimate professional.
Oh yeah,
and I think you know, come the start of the season, he'll be ready.
But,
definitely. You know,
it takes us 6 weeks to
bit of banter, but you can see that he is not quite ready for the season. But I think Ten Hag is going to sort that out straight away. But maybe, just maybe, you know, Maino is being lined up for the start of the season because
he looks good.
You know, let me put this to you, right? So obviously the players that we're linked with at the moment are Højlund and Amrabat. If that's the end of our window, I'm not saying it is or isn't. If that's the end of our window and both those come through, who's your starting 11 against Wolves? Go to you first, Jay.
Okay, back five picks itself. I think we'd all agree to back five.
Oh, no.
Are you saying Wan-Bissaka or are you saying Dalot?
I'm saying Wan-Bissaka. I thought Wan-Bissaka today, for me, in the first half, was I've never seen Wan-Bissaka press forward more than I did tonight. And obviously, he's been licensed by Ten Hag. Look at Wan-Bissaka. You push forward. Anthony's got you, literally. Anthony's going to tuck in. He's got your back. And this other young lad, Maino, also was tracking back for him as well. So I think Wan-Bissaka had a confidence to go forward, whereas under Solskjaer, Wan-Bissaka was almost glued to Harry Maguire because Maguire was so fucking slow. So back five picks itself. Sitting in front of the defense, I've got obviously Casemiro and Mount. Got Bruno in the 10. I start Garnacho out. This now predicated on we don't have a striker. Okay, so we know a striker. I'm going to say no striker. We've no option. We got to start Rashford up top. No option.
Yeah.
Then I've got Garnacho on the left, and only based on what I saw tonight, not on last season, I start Sancho on the right. See how he goes. Just based on tonight.
Ahead of Anthony.
Just based on tonight only.
It's too early for me to say. It's early for me to say. You can start to see closer to the preseasons towards Real Madrid when they're giving players 65 minutes who's going to start or not. So it's speculations. But definitely, I agree with so far. Yeah, and I mean, I agree with what you're saying there. Like, you know, the back five solidifies itself. Rashford has to start. If we don't get the striker as of yet, yeah, let's say Rashford in the middle, 100%. Kobbie Maino, 100%. Or it will be Casemiro in the middle, right, in the CDM role. It will be what we saw in the first half, but just adding on, like, you know, a Rashford on the top, right? Sancho is sort of on the bench. So similar with Onana instead of Heaton. That's the way I see it right now. But anything can change, right, gentlemen?
What do you think? What do you think, Andy?
Yeah, I'll go and say the back five picks itself. The midfield, Casemiro, Bruno, Mount as well. I'm disappointed. Maybe we'll have to wait and see with Ahmed. So I think Sancho's give himself half a chance with that performance tonight to start the first game. Palestri may force his way into it, but I think more of Anthony Sancho, and Martial. I won't even bother thinking about Martial, so it'd be definitely Rashford. So yeah. So
where is Anthony Martial? Is he injured again? What's going on?
Yeah,
still injured from the FA Cup final.
My God. Yeah,
remember, chaps, Martial gets £12 million per year. The same Martial that Mourinho wanted to sell and Woodward gave a 5-year contract to. Let that sit. £60 million over 5 years.
Yeah. Guys, we're about to wrap up. I have to go soon. I know Sajif want to come on, but I don't have time right now. I got to go take my dog out for a walk. Just want to finish off but the man of the match today. Who do you think was the one that stood out today?
Oh,
I go Wan-Bissaka. Very surprised at that for me. Energetic. Wow, he's going forward. I mean, he's changed he's changed his career around since Christmas. So yeah, I'm going for one matter. Where am I getting one matter from?
One matter.
Wan-Bissaka.
Jay said one matter.
Bloody one matter.
Was it Ricky that said? Was it Ricky? I tell you what, one matter.
Yeah, I'm going Wan-Bissaka. Played well today. He was my man of the match.
Yeah, some people say Maino as well. Yeah, Maino was mint in the first half as well. Like in the performance, the maturity for such a young player. I mean, yeah, no, he was a contributor factor for the first goal to Bruno as well. I don't know. I will have my say at the end of the day, but who should I go randomly? Like, Phil, what do you reckon?
I'm struggling. I think Maino is someone who people are taking a deeper look at the moment, so he kind of just springs to mind. I think Martinez had a really good game, as you kind of expect. But I thought, Luke Shaw against Saka, bit of a challenge for his first game back, and I thought he did quite well. And Bruno in midfield. I think it's got to be somebody from the first half. It's got to be.
Yeah, I agree.
Not just because of the goals, but I just felt we looked a completely different side in the first half.
Yeah. I want to raise this point. Exactly what I agree. Like, Maino put King Fraud Rice to shame, because I didn't hear the name Declan Rice to be mentioned, but I saw a lot of Maino. So, hey, you paid 105 million Gunners, and we have a youngster that plays better, right?
I'd say 10 years of Maino, if you can do that for the next 10 years, and over Declan Rice, because Rice, baby, he's going to take time to settle in. So, yeah.
Vanilla Rice, baby. Okay, how about you? Good night to you, Chris Braze. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for staying all along. I know it's late. We're about to close the shop. But before, I want to have the final word of Jay Daly. What do you reckon? Who was your man of the match?
Geez, I suppose I got to go with the best centre back since Vidic, Harry Maguire. No, sorry, that's the wine talking. Ignore that. That's the wine talking. Ignore that.
It was good.
First half, it's between Wan-Bissaka and Maino. Honestly, I couldn't really split them. So any of those two I'll take.
Okay, let's bind them together and give them both men of the match then. We're not allowed to do that. All right, so either it's Kobbie Maino or Wan-Bissaka. Both were equally mint, but I have to give it to the youngster because he deserves it. So for me, it's Kobbie Maino. What an impressive performance. It's only going stronger and stronger. It's good to give him game time. It's good to give him confidence. And he looks like he's got confidence in bundles. And as I said, 18 years of age, playing like he's a mature 24, 25-year-old already. So big up. I'm excited to see. Guys,
I'll give an honourable mention to Heaton as well. Played the full 90 minutes. Did really well.
Heaton, yeah, I instantly popped in my mind. He was mint, really. I mean, Heaton, where have you been? Clean sheet. Did well on the penalties, almost saved. Itchy saying, Itchy Kojak, Kojak bang bang. Great show. Thank you, Kojak, as well. Itchy Kojak. Listen, people, it's late. I understand. For me, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. For you, must be 2 o'clock. You must be dead tired. Jed, you look like you're about to fall asleep, mate. So,
yeah, I'll be honest with you, mate. I've been hanging the last hour and a half. I'm really struggling.
I've got to do this again next week. Twice. 3 times. So I've got to adapt it. I've got to do Tuesday into the Wednesday game against Deadpool FC. I've got Real Madrid the next day, and I've got Borussia Dortmund at 2 in the morning. So I've got a busy week on top of my
3 times
work as well.
Once, twice, 3 times a lady.
I will be the Walking Dead next week.
All right. So what? We're playing Wednesday, right, gents?
Yeah, early hours of Wednesday morning and early hours of Thursday morning. Tuesday into Wednesday, Wednesday into Thursday.
UK time. What time UK are we playing, Andy?
United Wrexham 3:30, Real Madrid 1:30 on Thursday.
Oh my God! All right, guys, but are we still on for Wednesday? But no bullshit, or?
I'm still okay. Well, obviously, I'll be sleeping. I'll be wide awake from that. I'll do no bullshit for an hour. Then I've got to leave about 11:30 for the studio.
Well, okay, guys. Listen, brilliant. Excellent as per usual. Thanks, Andy, for coming in as well. Jay, thank you as well. I know you're tired. You probably have your slippers ready, okay, and PJs and all that stuff ready to get up in the morning.
I'll be wearing my PJs in the studio next week. We're all talking about it. We're all let our PJs and bring some hot chocolate.
You know how it is, like, during the lockdown COVID pandemic, like, you was all business on top and just shorts underneath, right?
Yeah, but when you're going out at 4:30 in the morning in Manchester City Centre in your PJs, you're gonna get some weird looks when they go to work in the morning.
I'm not sure in Manchester, it's quite the norm some places.
I actually going to say that there's parts of Limerick, of Ireland, where people go to Tesco of a certain socioeconomic grouping in their fucking pajamas.
Pajamas, slippers, horrendous
rollers.
Yeah, the PJ generation.
If you haven't got the self-respect to get dressed, don't leave the house.
Listen, brilliant. Let's wrap this up. That's all, folks, that we have to say. It's all peace, love, and bananas. But now we got Onana, so we changed the slogan to peace, love, Onana, right? Looking forward to time for bed, everyone. Y'all, we see you tomorrow, by the way. Me and Jarvis is going live tomorrow, as per usual, for the Sunday roast. So, yeah, looking forward to have Jarvis back at the seat. And until then, have a very good night, people. And Jay, have a good sleep as well. Andy, speak to you later. Phil, as per usual, say hi to your lovely wife and Karen. You know what I mean? They give you the time to be up this late. She must be pulling you back into bed, mate. So everyone, please don't forget to like and subscribe on the way out. I don't know, people saying we have 70 likes, but if you do, remember when you watch the stream to hit the like or subscribe. We are on the road for 20k. This has been Mick Ruby here with Phil, amazing Jay, amazing Andy. Guys, good night to all of you. We won 2-0 and we're looking forward for the next game. See you soon, guys. Bye for now. Peace, love, banana. Bye.
That's all, folks.
Thank you so much for stopping by and watching Mufc Realist TV. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us in the socials.